Well, hi everybody. This is Angelo Quinones and RUCCI Ministries. Now we're seeing that Jehovah sent Jehovah. Okay, Jehovah sent Jehovah. Okay, in these texts, it's indisputable. Actually, in this text and in the next text. Now, let me see. Okay, verse 9. Okay, now does verse 8 come in two sort of? No, it just comes in really one swipe. Now, we saw that key means for, and thus is, wait for a second over here. And cho is the next word, and that means thus, for thus saith the Lord, you understand? And we saw the word amar, okay, amar, and actually that means says, okay? And we saw the spelling of this word, this wonderful word found here, aleph with the comments, and that's okay? And then we saw that the next letter, remember you read Hebrew from right to left, under the the number 559, and it's basically the M is under the 5, okay? I'm all the way to the top, almost to the top right, but the third word to the left, because you read Hebrew from right to left, like I said before. Now, underneath the M, okay, that mem is one of two versions of the M in Hebrew. You have this M, and then you have mem sophit. Mem sophit is not found here. That special M only can occur toward the end of a Hebrew word, like I said, susim, which means horses, cherubim, which means more than one cherub, seraphim, more than one of that class of angel of fire, panim, faces, face, and person or persons, and then and all of the and Elohim, like I said before, Elohim. Okay, and so that's just the deal. And achadim, which means more than one. Okay, and that's recorded in chapter 27, verse 44, where the mother of Jacob is saying to stay in, I believe, your uncle's house or somebody like that, for a few days. That's few. Okay, achad actually can mean few. Okay, so when it says, "Hear, O Israel, Shema Yisrael, the Lord your God is one Lord." By the way, you say that Jesus is one Lord. Well, then, if you play that foolishness of just bracketing him to one Lord and not one God, well, you're forced to say the same thing of God the Father, that he's God but not Lord. Thus, the Shema doesn't apply to God the Father. You understand that, don't you? So when you're limiting Jesus to being only one Lord, that's fine with me, because I can use that situation. It's not true. They're all called God, the members of the Trinity, and they're all called Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Theo. The Holy Spirit is called God in the dative case, dative singular masculine, and that's recorded in verse 4 of the Acts of the Acts of the Apostles, Praxis Apostolon. But getting back to this, let's keep on reading here. And so actually, there's an A class. There's a different A class, sounding A class, than the one that I taught you guys before. I said that Amar starts with the consonant, okay, and then it's silent though, and then the sound comes from the diacritic underneath it, which is the comments. It looks like a T. I'm still at 559. It looks like a T, doesn't it, though? Doesn't it look like a T, that symbol underneath the X-looking letter, which is not an X, it's a silent letter, Aleph? Well, it looks like a T. That's an A class, like in Father. Just pronounce it. Don't make Hebrew so difficult. Hebrew is the easiest thing to read. It is the most simplest thing to read. It is so it's easier than English, to tell you the truth. It is so easy. Don't make it difficult. Okay, it's just the syllables you have to master and stuff like that. The schwa, I agree, that could be difficult. And the reduplicating consonant, reduplicating because of the reduplicating, the dogish and all that. But after that, it's very easy to pronounce. Except some gutturals are hard. I already told you that the R is very hard to pronounce in Hebrew. After all that, it's very easy. Don't make it so hard. The aleph is silent, so you don't pronounce it. It's a zero if you want. Well, actually, is it a? I think it's a closed. It's like it looks like an apostrophe when you're transliterating this. Is that it, or is it the ayin? I forgot. but the both of them are like an open quote and close quote, or whatever you want to call it, you know. And so Aleph is silent, and the T looking letter, which is not a T, is an A. You pronounce it ah. That's as simple as that. That's all. Then the next letter is a mem, is an M in Hebrew. It looks like half an M to us, so that's kind of nice and neat. And so below it, there's a dash. Now, what's that? Well, that's called in biblical Hebrew pathach. Pathach. Say pathach. Pathach. Okay, pathach. And so the thing is that this is an A sound, A class, like in the word hat, sat. Okay, bad. All that stuff. You understand what I mean? So this is a sort of different A class, a sounding A class than the first one. Now, there is no such distinction in modern Hebrew between the comments and the pathach. You understand? There's no distinction. Okay? Pathach. That's what they call it, because there's no distinction between these two diacritics. It's not a and ah, it's ah and ah, according to modern Hebrew. But when I'm talking about that, we're talking about biblical Hebrew, and this is correctly pronounced at, like in hat. So, ma. Okay, so then the next letter is the R, is the resh. It's the resh, okay? It's typifying somebody's head, okay? Remember that the Hebrew rosh means head. Upon the rosh, upon his head, will be laid upon his sin, not upon the sins of the children. Ezekiel chapter 18. So far we have ki, cho, amar. Okay, for thus says. Now the next word is the coup de grace. Now who's speaking? The tetragrammaton is here. Yod, hey, vav, or wow. Okay, that letter can be pronounced in two ways. Hey. Now, by the way, let's poke the bear a little bit. Let's look at the tetragrammaton a little bit more closely, okay? This yod means hand, the first letter. Now, I'm underneath the 8 in 3068. Now, this word occurs around 6,828 or 29 times. Mounds has a different number from Vines, okay? I think Vines has it at around 6,828 or something like that, and Vines has it one more time. I'm not going to count to see who's right. So I just like to say that it's found at least, 6,820 times. You understand what I'm saying? And let's check out. No, I can't check out the time because I poked the bear. Now, the tetragrammaton, tetra means, has to do with 4, the number 4. And grammaton has to do with letters or writings. So literally the tetragrammaton consists of 2 Greek words that really means 4 letters. And that's what it is. 4 letters. Yod, hey, vav, hey. There's 3 different Hebrew letters, but there's 4 in total. Now the diacritics underneath it, the schwa and the comments, don't have to do. They don't have to do with the tetragrammaton at all. They were borrowed from the Hebrew word Adonai. But so we know that it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply for that, for this word. Now yod means the first letter looks like almost like an apostrophe, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It looks like an apostrophe. It's the smallest letter in the Babylonian script in our Hebrews. It's the smallest letter. I'm not saying it's the smallest thing, because the horn is the smallest thing. Okay, every jot or yod and tittle or horn. That's what Jesus said. And the smallest letter in Hebrew is the yod. Okay, this in this form. And then not according to Paleo Hebrew. I mean, that's not the smallest, but then the smallest horn he talked about also, the smallest piece of a letter, the horn, the toe, whatever the case may be. You understand? So shall not pass away from the Lord and pass away from the law until all is fulfilled. Now the tetragrammaton is here, like I said before. The first letter underneath the 8 is yod, Y-O-D. The second letter to the left of that, okay, you understand what I'm saying? It's hey. Okay, it looks. I know, like it looks like another letter we saw earlier. Okay, which is a Let me check this out over here. Let me see. Well, actually, the letter that I spoke about actually is a hey. Actually, it's a hey. So cha. Okay, cha is actually a hey. Okay. Now, do we see do we see a cough around here someplace? Okay, thank God we do. We see it in after, in the word after, achar. Okay, we see it there. Okay, now is that? Let me see for a second. Okay, yeah, we see it there. That's a chet. Okay, so that's the thing that it looks like. Okay, in the word after. Okay, achar. Okay, after. Attacked by 310. Can I see the time over here? Okay, so we see it later on. We don't see it before. So the next letter is called, now you can distinguish the hey between, you can distinguish, you can see that this is a hey by the opening that it has in the upper left-hand corner of the letter. You see that that's right here. Let me see. You see that? You see the opening, the little slit in the letter that's right below the 0 and the 6. That is pointing to you that this is a hey. When you're looking at the tau, okay, that's in, I believe it's in this text, in the word Savaot, okay, well then that's a T. It doesn't have, first of all, it has a toe and a T and the tau, and it doesn't have the little slit. It doesn't have the opening. So 3 letters look alike: the tau, the chef, and the hey, but there are features of them that will help you to differentiate the letters. So this is a hey. And then after that, after the hey, you have a vav, a v, or a wow, a w. Okay? All right, so let's check out the time here. And then the next letter in the Tetragrammaton, so far we saw 3 letters. We saw yod, hey, and vav, or wow. Now the next letter is a hey, is another hey. It's the second hey here. Now what does a Tetragrammaton mean? Well, we'll get into that in our next study. But for now, let's check out the individual meanings of the letters. Yod means hand, H-A-N-D. Hey means to behold, okay? And vav or wow means nail, like the nail you put in that you pitch a tent with. You understand what I'm saying? And then hey means to behold. So it actually means hand, behold, nail, behold. That's the gospel story in the Tetragrammaton. I know the Jehovah's Witnesses don't know that, but that's the good news of the cross right in the Tetragrammaton. The hand of Jehovah, all day long I stretched out my hands to the gainsaying and disobedient people, and he did that on the cross, physically, literally, being nailed to the cross, being nailed to the tree. And then you have the hey means behold, like look at this. And then that's just what I interpret this to be. It's not. I'm not being dogmatic about it. I shouldn't be. I should say it might be that the gospel story. And then the nail, and then hey. Now this is third person. This is the third person form of Hayah. This is the proof that Jehovah is speaking here. Thus says the Lord. It's not Adonai. It's the Lord of hosts. This is Jehovah here. This is Jehovah. This is Yahweh. This is the Tetragrammaton here. Yod, hey, vav, wow, hey. So Jehovah is speaking now. In the next following verse, we're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna see that over here that it says that somebody sent him. Someone sent him. You understand? Okay, has he sent me? Shalachani. Shalachani is here. Apostolke me in the Greek Septuagint we're going to see. You understand what I'm saying? So he's clearly, Jehovah's clearly speaking. He said that somebody sent him. Shalachani. Okay? That's what it is. It's inescapable. And this is Angelo Quinones. I'll give you our, I think this part 4 is coming up. Okay? We already established that Jehovah is speaking here. And he said that somebody sent him. We're going to keep on looking at the verse in the Hebrew side of things before we get into the Greek Septuagint. Lord willing, we shall do this and that. This is Angelo Quinones giving the glory to the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God is not a God of the dead, but of the living. Thank you.